All right, Sunday out here at Boundary Bay. We got low tide, long walk to get out there where it's deep enough to foil, like a kilometer walk. And we got some wind. It's a bit over like maybe 12, 11 G, 15, something like that. We got a new biggest wing, the F1 Frigate 4.7. We'll see how it goes. I've flown it in super light winds and it doesn't seem to fly as well in the really light stuff as my D-Wing 4.2, so we'll see if it actually extends. I think it'll be more than enough for today, but we'll see how it goes. All right, we've completed the complete 1 kilometer walk out to somewhat deep water, but now we've got to get out where our foil isn't literally in the weeds. Quite a battle to get out here at Boundary Bay at low tide. At least I had the Parawing to walk with. I have to say, if I was winging, I don't think I'd do this walk. It's just, doing that, carrying a wing would be nasty. Alright, we'll just tow our way through the weeds here. Hopefully. Get us clear. We're basically just chopping them down as we go. Also, I don't think it's going to be any good, but I'm trying out the included harness loop that F1 gives you. I'm really not a fan of single point harnesses, but I figure might as well give it a shot before I switch to the nice Ozone Wing Harness Line V3. Dealing with. We have a small window to get on foil before we collect too many weeds. And the weeds are thick, super thick. Like that. We've collected enough weeds so we can't foil. So far we can only make it about 30 meters before we've got too much seaweed to foil. We got 1 kite foiler out, making it work, powering through the seaweed. 15-meter kite. Light wind jog. With a breach. Another try for the tack. A bit more tricky than the D-Wing to tack this, or to jibe, light wing jibe this thing. Well, this session's a bust. The weeds out here were ridiculous today. I couldn't find a patch. I went like over a kilometer upwind and side wind to the mile marker, and it's still weeds. The wind's light too. If the wind was a bit more, I could just power through the weeds and make some distance, but the wind's only it's hard to tell because I'm flying a new kite, but I'm guessing 9 gusting 11. We'll see what the graph says. Not fun. Alright, session was pretty much garbage. It was a good chance to fly the new 4.7 meter frigate in light winds. First impression are it flies pretty well, pretty manageable. It's a bit heavier than the D-wing 4.2, so it definitely needs a little more care in the light wind jibes and stuff. Its leading edge is a little on the heavy side, and it does have a tendency to Hindenburg a bit, which is where the leading edge goes from flying this way to flying that way. That's only in the really light wind stuff, though. It sits unattended better than the D-wing. Like, you can just sit it on your harness and it'll just kind of pull on a 45. That's pretty nice. The little harness thing that F1 gives you, it was okay, usable, probably good for beginners that have trouble hooking in stuff. Much worse than the double point bungee line that I use, though, but still serviceable. Hard to tell on the wind because, like, flying a new kite, I don't know what the wind strength actually was. It felt super light, though. We'll see when we get the graph, but yeah, got out. The frigate's ability to slog upwind when not on foil was quite impressive. Definitely better than the D-wing, but the outgoing tide might have had something to do with it. What is a little more concerning is how poorly my upwind angle was when I was on foil. I'm going to write this off to the seaweed problems because there was always some seaweed on the foil, but the wind graph showed that there was 11, 12 knots of wind and I still wasn't going upwind at a very good angle.